My name is Ross Barber, and I would like to present to you the chart that helps me understand reality. So, this chart right here is a combination of many sources. As you can see, there is sacred geometry, there is a tree of life, there is the seasons split up in the circle, and you can even see the Ouroboros right there. There's many different symbols that you find. You see Greek letters, you see runes, you see alchemical signs for the elements. You also see astrological signs and astronomical signs. And also Hebrew. These letters also stand for numbers, and that is somewhat by the way that I use them, is the meaning behind the numbers, like in numerology. And if you notice, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That half circle up there actually represents the whole circle itself. So we also have colors, 12 colors to fit the 12 pi sections. As you see, 12 is the repeating pattern we have here, mainly because 12 is, to me and to others, the repeating number of perfection. Okay, there is also 7 and 10 and even 1 at times that represent perfection, but 12 in this case is for nature in the way that it's set up in these correspondences. So, with 12 right there, 12 in Hebrew, that is lamed. And so, and I might be pronouncing that wrong, but lamed stands for 12. And if you look that up, that stands for fullness, completeness. Okay? So that is why I first chose 12 as the starting number that I was going to fit everything into, at least for the chart of life that I have. And so, starting right here, we have the astrological signs starting in spring. And I put that intentionally at the apex, mainly because that is the first astrological sign. So that's the starting point, and this is the ending. And if you can also notice, I said this is the starting one, but I have alpha right here. Alpha is the starting Greek number, okay? And even letter, okay? And so sorry, I kind of get that mixed up because letters and numbers kind of go hand in hand, especially if you look into their true natures. So, A, 1, okay, I have right here mainly because this is the starting point for the alpha, okay, for the very, very start, you could say it starts right here, okay? Now, when I say very start, I'm speaking of creation of reality. So over here, I have omega. And if you realize that's alpha omega, okay? Alpha and omega, okay? The beginning and the end, okay? So if you realize there, yes, this goes this way, but it also goes this way, okay? The seasons go this way, but going this way is a different case, okay? And as I started saying, creation, well, who am I to really start speaking on creation here? But the reason why I say that is because this part, okay, this little pi section, everything that is within there represents creation to its fullest. So that is why I've stated that as the alpha, as the start, because for creation, the start of it would, of course, have to be creation itself. And so that is the 12th sign if you start from here, which is important because that's completeness. Completeness is creation. So, yes, Pisces and the sun. Those are the two symbols I have right there in the middle. I have alpha there. And then right here, that is Kianon. I believe that's how you pronounce it. That is a rune for the torch and also creativity. That is Sawelo. I think that's how you pronounce it. And that stands for success. Okay. So when you reach the 12th, that is success and creativity. So as you can see, that alone kind of represents something we may already think of. Okay. That represents oneness. That represents completeness. That represents, you could say, heaven in one way, heaven in the nirvana way. Okay. So that is this one. We also have yang. Yang is the perfect summing up of what this represents. Of course, it represents a person, how a person may act, through freedom and through Pisces. But it gives the characteristics of the sun, of this shining aura, and of this warmth, of this fullness that gives life, creation. And we have gold that has always represented the sun. And usually when I put gold here, it has some connotation to this sign right here. I myself am actually a Pisces, believe it or not. So, the next one that we have right here, which you could say is the start of spring. This is Aries. My brother, he is an Aries. That is Pluto. So, as you see, we have the sun and Pluto. Those are the two farthest apart heavenly bodies here. And so that also gives, good visual context. The beginning and the end. But everything circles around and then its farthest projection. Also, one way to view this is if you go this direction, this is the manifestation process. If you go this direction, that is the divination process. So both of those are highly, highly important. Both of those are creation. Both of those are evolution. Well, the thing is, everything comes from the top, okay, manifestation-wise. So evolution, it goes back up through divination to send a message. Then it goes back down, and then it gets made. And it's this repeating process that is really a figure eight. Or, as we have here, the Ouroboros, the snake eating itself. So, and if you can see that right there, if you see it starts in darkness, then it turns to gold. That's important. Okay, the divination process. Going from lead, the darkest, to gold. Okay, the most heavenly. So, that is alchemy for you, right there. Okay. That is the purpose of alchemy, the divination process. So to go up, once we're already down here, is crucial to understand and crucial to seek, to be on that journey to go back up, because we once were sent down. And when I say once we're sent down, I mean at our birth, physically, our soul, our free energy that you could say exists within us as our soul's consciousness and our soul's radiance, its energy, like physical energy that gives us life, that got trapped into material body. Okay, and when I say trapped, I don't mean that in any harsh way. I say trapped because physically it's trapped within us, our consciousness. Okay, the processes of us. Now, that is going to be a whole nother video, a whole nother lecture, more on the divination process. But to go further on, I have the colors here. So, with black right here, black is the start, okay? Darkness. The very, very bottom, yin. So, with that, this is the start of spring. And also, I'd like to mention, Pluto is very much in the dark, okay? So, Aries, the start of spring, the darkness. That represents fertility, the dark does. And so with that, you plant seeds within the dark. That is why the seeds get cast down from heaven, planted into the darkness, and it grows back out. And as you see, we go from gold, this radiance, into white, which you could even view as clear like a crystal. The apex, the crystal at the apex, Mercury, Aquarius, Thoth, knowledge, understanding. Once that goldness of creativity goes through that wisdom, that knowledge, that understanding, then it shatters into this vibrant life of colors, all the way down until it all merges into the darkness. It is the flowering from the lotus. And so, with that, this flower of life is quite important. And I love it. I just figured this out that you can split it up into 12 sections. And it just fits ever so more perfect. So, further, I would like to also say this is not complete. There's more forms of this chart, with all its meanings still the same. It's just the forms take different geometric phases. So that is important for other videos, and so I hope that you tune into those. And I do hope that you ask questions and leave comments down below. And remember, as above, so below, and blessed is the Most High. Thank you for joining.